Hey everyone, welcome to Crapgamer Reviews, the home of no rules reviews. And what does no rules reviews mean? Well, it means whatever the hell I want it to mean. I don't adhere to any set professional standard. It's all raw, my own personal thoughts and opinions, as always. Today I am reviewing Crash Bandicoot N.Sane Trilogy. Now this is on the PS4 right now, but looks like it's going to head to Xbox One and possibly other platforms this December. And, you know, if you guys know anything, this is a game that is made by Vicarious Visions, who have done other games for Activision in terms of the Skylander series and things like that. So they're well versed with the kind of platformer genre, and obviously bringing back old school games. Hey, nostalgia is a hell of a drug, and they actually have done a really fantastic job with this game. Now, not 100% sure if this is true or not, but word is the original coding for the games weren't available. So this is a remake from the ground up, and they've done a really, really good job with it. Now, first of all, I want to say that this game, well, some of them, I'd say if Crash 1 is incredibly hard. Absolutely one of the toughest games you'll play. Like, the platforming is tough. And then one thing that you'll notice is if you play with the DualShock 4, the best way to do it is not the analog sticks. Those are a little bit too loose. You have to use the old D-pad, because that's what these games were designed for. You have to think back to when they originally released. There was no DualShock analog or anything like that, so you have to keep that in mind. Now going forward, obviously the graphics, absolutely phenomenal. I'm talking Pixar quality here, folks. This is really, really good stuff. The game looks fantastic. I mean, I wish you would have got the 60 FPS option here, but obviously that's not going to be a thing. So hopefully, you know, you're okay with that. Whatever reason they decided to go with the 30 FPS, you know, the game still performs pretty well. I didn't notice any kind of issues along the way. It's just really a gorgeous looking game. The interesting thing is, see, I was a kid when these games came out. When the first Crash game came out, I was a teenager. That was one of the first games like that I'd ever played. And it's funny, when you go back and play it now, like when I was playing Crash 1, it's interesting because I'm playing it and it looks in my mind like I remember it looking back then, but obviously it looks much, much better now. And it just played and looked so familiar and was very difficult. I would say if I were to rank the three games, the first one is definitely the worst. So you have to keep that in mind. It's very difficult. It gets kind of boring. There's not a whole lot to break up some of the monotony. The second and third ones really kind of take off, in my opinion, with the fun, and they change up some of the gameplay, and there's a lot of different things going on there. Also, what you have to keep in mind is this is, again, a complete remake. They brought in the voice actors to re-record stuff. They redid the cutscenes. It's not a remaster. It's actually one of the more faithful remakes that we've ever seen done before, just from the ground up. And that's the way they had to do it, obviously, because these are PlayStation 1 games, and those are really blocky and terrible. So remastering those wouldn't have been an option. And you get 3 full games here for an incredibly good deal at $40. So I definitely highly recommend that. Pretty simply put, these are platforming games. You can't change the camera angle, so there's static camera, so that does kind of suck, but the games really hold up pretty well. You get Crash Bandicoot, Cortex Strikes Back, and Warped, which are different, really, really cool games. And if you haven't played them before, hey, you owe it to yourself to kind of go back and play some of these nostalgic titles, because they are really, really good. Crash runs around, spins, jumps boxes, defeats enemies, typical, pretty easy stuff. The one thing that I will say is they've really improved on in terms of how you can save the game and things like that, because it used to be you have to get to certain save points on the map, or otherwise you'd have to go back and do the whole stage. It's not really like that anymore. So you collect fruits, extra lives, you get these masks that help protect you from one hit. You can get multiple of these. If you get 3 in the first game anyway, you can get some invincibility and things like that. So they did a really good job with it. I'm really happy with what they did here, and it really makes you believe that this developer has a grasp on Crash Bandicoot, which is something that developers lost later on after Naughty Dog left doing the series, and just kind of ruined the games after that point. So these developers, they could probably go back and make a true Crash sequel in the vein of these games. You know, maybe do some kind of updated thing where you can, you know, actually change the camera angle a bit or whatever. But overall, the difficulty level in the first one is immense. I totally suck at that one. Just die a lot. The second and third games, easier, but still have a level of difficulty to be found there as well. Just a lot more fun and entertaining in my opinion. Obviously the first game not always going to be the best game in a series, and that's just how it goes, you know. But overall the gameplay holds up extremely well, a lot better than I thought it would, and like I said, the game looks and plays absolutely wonderfully. I would say probably Crash 3 might be my favorite, but Crash 2 is really good as well. Just really enjoying the game, and I think they've done a fantastic job with remaking the game, and man, hats off to them for doing that, because I didn't think that anybody would care about this or that I would actually enjoy these games, having been so old. But I've completely been lost in these games and playing them and enjoying the hell out of them, and I think that you will too. Give them a try. Nostalgia is a hell of a drug. The Crash Bandicoot N.Sane Trilogy gets a fantastic 8.5 out of 10. If you like the video, hit that like and subscribe button. I would appreciate it. Thanks for watching. Rack 'em up. Crapgamer out.